the women's minus 49 kilogram. This is the match for the gold medal here at the inaugural European final. Really looking forward to this final as well. Two athletes, 17 and a 19-year-old, John.
Yep, and I was just thinking about it being the first ever European Games final for Taekwondo and the first available gold medal, and I thought back to Singapore 2010 when Jade Jones won the first ever Youth Olympic Games title and the career that she's went on to have. Yeah. And of course she goes again tomorrow, but this young lady here, well, she looks fresh and ready to go.
And there's a lot of power in that little frame. We've seen her. This is the final. Tijana Bogdanovic against Charlie Maddock. And here comes Bogdanovic. Charlie from Stoke came to GB Taekwondo through the Fighting Chance program. She previously trained at her father's Mad Dog Martial Arts Club. 7-time World Junior Kickboxing Champion and a quarter-finalist at the World Championships this year. And that was her first.
Sorry, Adrian, I was just trying to listen in there to the British team coach Gareth Brown, advising to go with open stance.
Always better to listen to coaches than commentators. Absolutely. World Junior Champion and current European Junior Champion is Bogdanovic. We've got some talent on show here. This should be an absolute cracker.
And I'm intrigued to see what Maddox can do from the start in terms of using that jab that she's got, that front leg, because the long limbs of Bogdanovic are only useful if she can retain her balance. And when you've got power and power to burn the way Maddock does, well, let's see how this one unfolds. They're in that open stance, as the British coach advised. And straight away it's in with that pushing kick. And again, it scores straight off the bat. It's a perfect technique. It's 1-0 in favour of Maddock.
Scores quickly, and she starts as she's fought over the last 3 encounters. Always on the attack, always pushing that foot out, and always having power.
And the thing about it is that she's going to have to be aware it's not just, and there's a good attempted hook kick to the face there, because she's a very unpredictable fighter, Bogdanovic. And the thing about Maddox's style, she likes to hold the centre of the ring. She doesn't give ground, which means she's going to stand there. And when you stand there, if someone's flexible, they can pick you off. So sometimes it's better to move, give a few angles as she's doing now.
Absolutely. No, that's a really good point, John. She does like to dominate the fight, as you see. She wants to dominate the centre of the ring. But her opponent is no pushover. And you know, you don't win. And there's another point for Maddox again with that forward push on the front.
Yep, as you say, no pushover, but the push kick does score. And there's the power punch, but one underneath from the Serbian. At the same time, a nice score. The punch.
And the punch scored.
Yep, it did indeed. But the Serbian shot from Bogdanovic scores as well, and she's very much live in this contest. A couple of Kyungos hanging over this for the first ever gold.
Yeah, well, we've already seen Bogdanovic has already showed she nearly got a head kick. She's already showed that she's got that ability to get up there. And so the alarm bells will be ringing, and I'm sure that Maddox's coach may have a little word about that distancing you were talking about, John, just to be a little bit careful. In fact, interesting there, she moved back quickly.
She did. And she's got the footwork, and this is the thing, when you've got power in your frame, you've got power in your legs, it means you've got footwork as well, as long as you use it. And she is moving well now. And the longer she does it, the more ragged Bogdanovic will get. And she's going to take a Kyungo here.
Well, Maddox showing a bit of strength there, because Maddox goes down, and of course she went 4-1 up with the second Kyungo.
It's just non-stop jabbing. She just uses it just after Kaleo there.
Yeah, she's lucky to get away. She could have got a Kyungo there. The referee, I think, made eye contact with her and sort of said, look, you do that again, you're going to get one.
Yep. No ill will intended, but what about that for a start?
No, what a great start. And Charlie Maddock, well, she burst into tears after winning the semi-final. Let's have a listen to the coach.
Change stance now, because she has to do something different. It doesn't change what you're doing. Your clash, if she gets her leg up, you hold it up. Hold it up, hold it up. Don't clash and put it down. And look at where you can flip and what are you doing with your arms.
Well, that's very good advice, because she has to fight her own fight. And one of the things now is that Gareth Brown, the British coach, advising that Bogdanovic, excuse me, will change stance, will try and change tactics. But that's immaterial, because you've got your strengths, you stick to them. and very important, as he mentioned there, what are you doing with your hands? Well, she's scoring a power punch that time, but she's going to have to be alive and awake and cover these expansive headshots that are thrown. Dragan Jovic, the coach, last words of encouragement. And we're back underway here.
A thoroughly enjoyable first period. Here's round 2.
And it was hold up the leg, so basically mirror the efforts of the opponent, just spoil, be awkward. And there's a good shot inside though from Bogdanovic.
Yes, the punch scoring again, and well, if the referee...
Oh, it was for holding on the inside, so the Kyungo makes the difference.
Well, that was a good one for Great Britain, the way that worked out, because Maddock got the punch, the kick was annulled and a Kyungo given. So now another point for Maddock, and she leads 6-1 here. And she is incessant. Look, you know, the way she attacks. Bogdanovic is pushing hard, but Maddock scores another point. And this is a major international Taekwondo final. Maddock leads 7-1 in the second period, halfway through the match now. John, this is quite incredible to see. She's scoring point after point.
I've seen Bogdanovic bully people all day, but the tables have been turned here. Charlie Maddock, every single push kick that she throws has an impact. She's pushing her opponent back at every time. And she's got techniques on the inside that gives the opponent pause for thought. But there's a headshot. She didn't concentrate. She switched off for that second. Her coach had advised her to, what are you doing with your hands? Where are you looking? He obviously is aware that sometimes she has momentary lapses in concentration, and so it has proved. And Bogdanovic back in this one when it looked for all the world she was down and out.
Absolutely, that was a real wake-up call for Maddock there. She'd looked at the scoreboard, 7-1, thinking, well, this game's a little bit easy. She scores again with a punch. That's the third point she scored in this final with a punch, and another Kyungo goes to Serbia. But this is quite significant, considering we've hardly seen a punch. And there's a Bogdanovic gets a kick.
Well, it's a real close game here, and it's not just a punch, it's a left-hand punch, so she's good on both sides. The kickboxing background, she's asking for the video replay card. She thinks there was contact to the face.
Well,
and let's have a look here. We get the best view in the house, and I'm hoping that people are new to Taekwondo are enjoying this, because this is what our sport's all about.
Yeah, and this is a big card as well. In the second period, she gave the call, and she called for the card herself.
Well,
this is an important one.
Is there a flick to the face there? Well, you can always tell by the eyes of the opponent. They grimace, they close their eyes. Yeah. So let's have a look and see.
This was close. I'd like to see a couple more replays off the TV director, because we're not permitted to look too closely at the pictures that the officials are seeing. But it looked really close on that first replay.
If there was contact, Adrian, it was minimal. But that's all that's required, is touch contact.
Absolutely.
Irrespective, though, the card is gone.
It's gone, yep. It's rejected. So now Great Britain don't have a card in their pocket for later on, and that could be significant. We've seen some major turnarounds with the lack of a card, as this second period looks as if it's going to come to a close.
Well, Bogdanovic is shook. She doesn't know which way to turn, and the only way she can turn now is back to her coach, because Dragan Jovic is going to have to call on all of his experience. But let's have a little listen, if we can, to Gareth Brown.
Watch the clinch.
Yep.
Focus in there, yeah? Watch what's going on. Be aggressive in there. Be aggressive with your arms, and make sure you cover it. Don't give her any space. Don't give her any space, and when you see the timing to get out.
Yeah, one of the things, the mistake for the headshot was here in the clinch, as you called it, Adrian. She looked at the scoreboard. It's a schoolboy error. It's a youngster's mistake, and
yeah,
it's something that the scoreboard will never kick you.
Yeah.
So why look at it?
There
this
she
is
is.
What happened. Yep.
That's it. She looked at the scoreboard,
and she knows. But do you know what? One of the things that impresses me, she laughed.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how tough she is.
She
said,
can't
okay,
believe.
fine, I've just been kicked in the face. It's my mistake.
Yeah.
Now, Dragan Jovic, coach of Milica-Mandic, Olympic champion and the flag bearer for Serbia here.
So here we go. 2 minutes to decide the first gold medal in Taekwondo at the first European Games. Charlie Maddock of Great Britain in red. Tijana Bogdanovic of Serbia in blue. And they're at it already. No holding back at all. Maddock nearly forced out of play.
And wouldn't give away a Kyungo. And that's the benefit of being well conditioned, being strong. She's back in the centre of the mat. And Bogdanovic is going to have to try and change things. She hasn't changed stance yet. Does she have the skill to?
Oh, Maddock pushes her out easily there, and Bogdanovic could well go. If she goes out of court, it will be a Kyungo, and that will be a point for Maddock.
There was almost a counter headshot there from Bogdanovic, but I think we're going to see, yes, indeed.
The card's coming, yep. So the coach is convinced he saw contact on the face of Maddock. And this is a big moment in the match, because if this is valid, it will tie up the match at 8 points apiece. This is it.
No, I think this is the one slightly before it. This one here, yes, there's contact there, but it is to the head guard rather than to the face.
Yeah.
The head guard is the domain of the electronic system. The face is the domain of the referees.
Yeah.
And for my money, it looks as if it hit the head guard rather than the face.
I think I agree with you there. I think if it hits the head guard and doesn't touch the face, it's not a valid.
Better view here. Well,
yeah.
It definitely hits the top of the
Glances
head guard.
the head guard. So you could argue that the electronic system should have called it, but
if it's not got enough power, it doesn't score.
And the video replay guys are not permitted. Yes, I don't think there's a touch on the face there. And it's a question of what angle do they have, because they may get a slightly different angle, which gets a different view of it. You can see they're concentrating hard here.
But Bogdanovic was right to play the card. There was contact. And is it enough? I think Reza from Austria on the right-hand side of the screen, he's the man that makes the final decision. Thomas Bossert checking the video as well.
He's given it.
It has been accepted. There must have been a touch to the face there. And Dragan Jovic, he's a top-class coach. And one of the things now is, what is the tactics? Do you have a plan B? Because plan A has worked so far for Maddock. She needs to have a plan B here.
Well, from 7-1, we're at 8-all, and there's plenty of time left in this third. This final is back wide in the open. Maddock must have thought that she'd got it in the bag in that second period, but now there's been a massive turnaround. 2 head kicks, and this game is absolutely level going into the final minute.
Well, Bogdanovic has just been subdued by these continuous push kicks. Okay, they're not scoring, but they're certainly causing a lot of consternation for the Serb. And there's the shot that has made the difference for Bogdanovic. It comes down to, do you have an adaptation? Do you have something different? She tries the hook kick on the way through, leaves the door open. The Serb takes the shot, but is going to take the Kyungo. Or the point is going to be taken away. Even better in terms of...
And she will get a Kyungo, and that's going to tie us at 9-all.
Yep. It's an all square here.
Wow. Back to all square from what could have been 10-8.
Well, I think we're going to have the video replay card from the coach, Dragan Jovic. Let's have a listen.
He's going to use it again.
I think he's saying no Kyungo.
Yep. And in our experience, we haven't seen this overturned too often in our careers. So...
Well, the most important thing now for either fighter, they have to be able to realise that no matter what the result of this is, they have to be ready to execute. And the thing that I've been so impressed by Maddock is that as soon as she has an opportunity, she goes straight for it. Yeah. And that's what Gareth Brown, the British coach, is saying, get right in her face, not backwards.
Well, they're having a little look on the big screen to see if there's a replay of this. The officials, the replay system, are having a little look at the incident.
Well, Tijana Bogdanovic, she was down and out, Adrian. She's pulled herself, she's clawed herself back into this one. That's why she's junior, European and world champion. But it's so important here. Depending on the outcome, this is a real game changer. This could decide the destination of the gold medal.
It has been quite an incredible... I don't think we've seen a bout that's had such a turnaround all day, from 7-1 ahead to 7-1 the other way, meaning that we're at 8-all.
Well, the bone of contention here is that after the point scores from Bogdanovic, the referee gives a Kyungo. Is it for holding? She steps in here and gives a Kyungo. For what reason? Exactly. I have to say, Bogdanovic looked to have been a little bit hard done by there. I can't see any reason to incur the wrath of the ref and take a deduction.
But the officials are looking a little bit quizzically at the screen, and maybe they're having the same view as you. But yes, typically they like to let the referee the match.
Yep.
It's a very tough decision
and we see
for them to know what the thought process is. 30 seconds to go. The gold is in the balance here. Who is going to...
A headshot flick attempt there from Maddock, almost scoring. But who's going to be smiling at the end of this? Is it going into sudden death in that open stance?
This is in the balance. The nerves are jangling on both sides here. The coaches are shouting. The crowd's on the edge of their seat. 5 seconds and Maddock is going for it. Last few seconds to go. We may go to golden point. Maddock gets a kick in after the buzzer and we will have a golden point. Wow, let's have a listen to the coach.
In the next round, it will be a golden point for the gold medal.
Try to flick to the back. She's going to come in open stance. She's going to try to flick to the back. And she's going to try to
İlk kralı kazanan kızıl medalın sahibi olacaktır.
direct. And what are you doing with your arms?
Be ready.
Yeah, be ready to cover them, okay? Cover them. Get your
Full of focus, full of intensity. She's got a strategy now, she's got a plan. Now, the key point is, and Gareth Brown, the British coach, advising there, unfortunately, I don't understand Dragan Jovic, a great guy, I know him well, couldn't decipher the coaching instruction, but it's down to Maddock now, because do you stick or twist? Do you take the chance and go for it? Her aggressive nature is such that I would bet that she's wanting to go for it. Do you go with your own nature? Do you go against your nature? We'll find out, and we've got the best seat in the house to find out the destination of the first gold medal here at the first ever European Games.
This is the moment. The gold medal will be decided in this golden period. First to score wins the gold. And both.
There's the headshot attempt from Maddock, almost scores, well covered by Bogdanovic there. The arms are so important. Being shouted by the British coach, cover first. Tries a little flick there.
First phase is over, and now athletes are trying every possible move to get down the corner.
There's the power punch, and it scores.
Done it.
It's the golden punch for Maddox there.
Absolutely incredible. The 19-year-old from Stoke-on-Trent has gone and shot the whole of European Taekwondo, and she's just gone and taken the gold here at the inaugural European Games. And it was a punch again, her 4th point of a punch in this final. Charlie Maddock, what an athlete, what a fighter. The 19-year-old has performed just incredibly here at a major international event.
Well, she's the European Games champion. She deserved it. Her and her coach devised the team plan. I'm guessing that might be some family in the crowd. Spare a thought for the silver medalist, Bogdanovic. She was excellent, but confirmation of the result there.
What an incredible victory for the 19-year-old, and a star in the making.
Well, this is how she did it, Adrian. The power punch just dropped it in there. And that is, she's transferred over through the fighting chance, and she had no more than a fighting chance at the start of today, but she deserved the gold. Her concentration, her desire to win, and the execution under pressure, that's what makes a champion.
And you know, the first European Taekwondo medal here at the European Games, you know, you've got to take your hat off to Bogdanovic, because she was well behind. She made it really difficult, really difficult for Charlie there. She really put her outside her comfort zone. She handled her physically. You know, physically she wasn't